We are doing Bhagavad Gita chapter 4 verse 34. Understand the true nature of that knowledge by approaching seers of truth. If you prostrate at their feet, render them services, and question them with an open and a guileless heart, those wise seers of truth will instruct you in that knowledge. Now, everything that is mentioned in every scripture is a codex. It's written in a code. You may think that there are scriptures like the Bible, like the Vedas, like the Quran, or like the Zandavesta. All these are very, very ancient scriptures. They are holy books. The Bhagavad Gita, one of these very beautiful holy books. You may think, I will read Bhagavad Gita and I will know everything. I know I can read English. I will go and read the Bible and I will know everything. If that was the case, then everybody would be a knower of truth, isn't it? But nobody understands the truth. So Shri Krishna says, understand the true nature of the knowledge by approaching the seers of the truth. If you do not approach the seers of the truth, who are the seers of the truth? They are the gurus. The seers. Seers means the one who sees. Seer. Right? The one who knows the truth. How many people know the truth? Hardly anybody knows the truth. Let me assure you this much. There is hardly, a very, very minuscule percentage of knowers of the truth. People use these scriptures and give out different concoctions of different activities, which they say, you have to perform this, you have to perform that, because it is written in the book. In the book it is written that you got to offer one hen, one coconut, one goat, what are they saying? That is not what is written over there. It appears like that. What is the real meaning of those words? How many know? So first you got to approach. If you do not approach, you are not going to know anything. You are going to be like the cattle class of people in this whole world. The general class of people who are called ignorant people. They have absolutely no idea what they are doing. You see, in India, there are hordes and hordes and hordes of people who run to these temples and all these Babajis and everybody, and they will go for that place. Why? Because if this fellow is going, I am also going. If that fellow is going, I am also going. There is a person who yesterday just said that I am going to have a satsang in Delhi, in a place. The crowd was unmanageable. The crowd was such that they had to close down the railway station. That kind of crowd went over there. What is all this? Please remember one thing. First and foremost, none of these sages and saints are going to run after all these kind of crowds. These sages do not run after crowds. They are only interested in sitting in their place and saying, approaching the seers of truth. The guru doesn't go out and say, you come to me. He doesn't do anything. The person who wants to know has to approach. And how does he have to approach is also written in this. People, when they come to meet the guru, they behave as if they are meeting some ordinary person. So they will say, hi dude, how are you? How are you, sir? First they call me sir. Second, they think they have to shake my hands. Yes sir, how are you, sir? Please don't come and shake the hands. Please don't come and do anything which is not needed. Okay? You are not meeting some old friend of yours. The seer of truth is a grandsire. You have to approach very humbly to him. Humbly means prostrating at the feet. Sashtang Namaskar. If you don't do this, Shri Krishna is saying over here, he is not going to open up and tell you anything. So when people come to see me, I have had a lot of people in the last 1 month coming to meet me. First and foremost, they will look at me, hello sir, how are you sir? First, I am not sir. Secondly, you come and you shake my hands. They say, nice to meet you sir. Sir, and shaking hands, that's a British legacy. For them to even bow down at the feet is very painful, so they will not bow down. They think that it is something which is beyond their means. I have to see the ego crushed. Then only the knowledge opens up, otherwise not. People feel that it is something beyond their, how can I do this in front of all the other people? That is called shame. We will learn in the 16th chapter, shame is only for the demonic people. The divine people have no shame. So, understand the true nature of knowledge. To know this hidden knowledge, first approach this great guru, whoever he might be. If you prostrate at their feet, first you have to prostrate at the feet. Second, you have to perform services. When people come, they expect to be served. So I will deliberately ask them, will you have a cup of tea or coffee? Can I give you something to eat? You are doing disservice. It is the job of that person to go and do service over there, not just sit around. Go to the kitchen, make those things, go inside, ask the person in charge over there, how can I be of any service or any help over there? If that is not done, you are not coming to a guru's place, you are coming to some friend's place or some known person. No, that is not how it has to be done. You are not here to do something. You see, a few days ago, this young lady, Simmi, one who is attending our satsang, she came to our place and she was working from day in the morning to night. We told her to clean the place, sweep it, swab it, did everything. She did it so quietly, without expectation. When a person does this kind of a thing and not expect hello, how are you, what is happening, let me sit over here. If that is the case, then you are not doing anything. Then the guru is not even going to tell you anything. First and foremost, you are not here to tell your personal issues. A person comes and talks about all his personal life. Here see, and questions them with an open and a guileless heart. You have to question the guru very, very openly. Why do you think in the last 40 lectures of mine I am telling you to ask me questions? Do you think I am a foolish person to say these words? If you do not ask the questions, you are not going to go anywhere. You are just like a Janta class person, average cattle class person who has nothing to do, who just sits over here doing nothing. The idea is you have to question. Without questioning, no knowledge is going to come. Question them with an open and a guileless heart. Those wise seers of truth will instruct you in the knowledge. I feel very happy when somebody questions me. Even before my satsang, you will find me, I am talking to Jonathan or Susan or somebody in that group. Why? Because I personally say you are free to ask me questions. If you do not ask questions, your knowledge is not going to improve. Nothing is going to happen. You just think, like a very shy person. How can I ask? There are other people over there. If I ask what the other people will think, I am such a duffer. You have to become guileless. Guileless means you should not have any ego. You should not feel, why am I doing this? Even if you are some great sheikh, you have been with me for 100 years, please understand this also. And if you do not question me, you think you know too much, you are a failure. Those 100 years can be written off. Because even if you know me for 100 years, or 15 years, or 5 years, please ask. Because without asking, there will be no transference of knowledge. You are just going to be an equally a duffer person, a stone, This is the Bhagavad Gita. I am not telling anything from my own pocket. If you do not approach in the proper manner, show your humility, bow down to the person, do the work, seva. Seva is very, very important. You have to consider that place as a holy place. You are not there as a guest. People consider themselves as a guest. Can I come up? Can I go down? Can I do this? No, can I come up and go down? Your job is to do. There is somebody who is in charge. You have to keep on, asking that question to the person. What can I do? 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 One job is over, do the next. Second job is over, do the third one. It is like that. And when you do that, and then you ask the question, these are the criterias of a Gurukula or an ashram. If you do not understand what a Gurukula and an ashram is, then you are not approaching a guru. You are approaching some friend of yours. You have gone to some, acquaintance's place. Hi, how are you? I'll have a cup of tea. My tea has to be cold. No. This is what it is. Understand the true nature of the knowledge by approaching the seers of the truth. They are the seers of the truth. They know the truth. But they are not going to reveal anything to anybody. I want you to think what I said. Right from the beginning, I have been saying certain words. Have they drilled inside your head? Answer is no. They are not going to enter. Why? Because I keep on repeating the same words over and over again. You will find that in my 4th chapter, verse 34, I must have said the same things over and over and over again from 1st chapter onwards. And yet nothing has seeped inside. You really want to be spiritual, you really want enlightenment, you really want to grow in your personal sphere and this universe, you have to do this. This is a recommendation by Shri Krishna. Shri Krishna says if you want to know the truth, you have to do these things. Approach the seers of the truth, prostrate at their feet. Without prostration, no knowledge will come. The reason why a person has to prostrate is because the river Ganga flows from their feet. Saraswati sits on their tongue. Just a touch of theirs. Even a simple, tuck like that. Few people observe this. Very few people. I had gone recently to a place and there was a child. And this child was very, very smart, very naughty and very smart. So I took him near me. And I said, say these words to me. And he was saying something. And he spoke very nice English and all that. He must have been 3 or 4 years old. But. Finally, I just, did like that. Nobody noticed over there. Rajma was there. She's saying, you tapped his chakras, no? I said, yes. But does anybody understand this? No. Nobody has any idea what I do. The reason is because you are lost in your own world. If you are approaching a guru, don't be lost in your world. Don't come over here with problem, problem, problem. What problem, problem? You have your office problems, you have your wife problem, your husband problem, your children problem. Leave them outside the door. That is why you are supposed to remove those chappals, slippers, shoes outside. When you come inside, you think the Guru doesn't have any idea? He's called the knower of truth. He has all the idea in the world. He's never going to tell you. So he'll behave like a pakka idiot. Why? Because till you don't bow down, till you don't do service, till you don't do any of these things, nobody is going to give knowledge. So this is how it is. So understand, you don't come here as a guest. You come here because you need the enlightenment. You need the knowledge. You need to understand everything in this world. The knower of truth. And that is why it is important. Then, I hope you have understood this verse. There is another verse which will come in the later stages, which is going to reiterate the same thing. We will wait for it. So now we move to the next verse, which is verse 35. We are doing chapter 4, Bhagavad Gita, verse 35. Arjun, when you have achieved enlightenment, ignorance will delude you no more. In the light of that knowledge, you will see the entire creation first within your own self and then in me, the Oversoul. What happens when a person gets enlightened is what Shri Krishna is telling us. He says to Arjuna, if you approach the seers of knowledge, approach them humbly, bow down at their feet, do seva to them, ask them guilelessly the questions, they will impart knowledge to you. The knowledge which is not known to anybody in the world. This is a secret knowledge. They will impart it to you. And it takes a very long time. By the way, it doesn't get imparted. Okay, we are not plugging in one hard drive or something and transfer it. Transfer knowledge. Nothing like that happens. It takes time. Though they may be faster than the fastest chip in the world, but still it takes time. So the transfer of knowledge happens. When the transfer of knowledge happens, this is what happens. Enlightenment comes to the person. The person gets enlightened. So how does the enlightened person look like? First and foremost, he is not ignorant at all. There is no ignorance. So the person becomes silent. There is no word coming from his mouth. An ignorant person is the one who keeps on blabbering nonsense. What is the nonsense? Oh, I have to go to work, I have my children, I have to pay the fees, I have to do this. This is what he talks, material worldly nonsense. Those who are on the path of enlightenment will question the Guru. What is the meaning of these words? What do they mean? How do they affect? You see, these are the questions which are related to spirituality, not to your average being. Alright? Then what happens? Then enlightenment comes, because when enlightenment comes, the person becomes silent. There are no questions arising in the person's mind. Absolutely no questions. No delusion will come. Delusion is, do you remember? Maya. You know the Maya comes creeping in. You know how the Maya will come? My God, I don't have any money. Where am I going to pay this? Tomorrow I have to do this. That day after tomorrow I have to do that. All this doesn't come because you are no longer ignorant. Who has told you you are going to pay? Oh, you think you are the one who is paying? Again, I have to get my daughter married off. Who do you think you are that she is your daughter? She is not your daughter. You are just a caretaker. God has appointed you as a caretaker. Just take care of that thing, the person. I have to take my father and mother to the hospital. You are just a servant, an Uber. You are taking them to the hospital. You are not doing any great shakes. Please remember, you are just a small pawn. You are being played. God uses people like you to get their work done. So if your children's fees have to be paid and you keep on worrying, where are the fees, where are the fees, where is the money, I don't know how to pay, blah, 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 blah. Some few days ago I met one person and he's bothered about, his children going to college and stuff like that, and he's thinking, how is this fees going to get paid? I don't know. I have to gather so much money. Oh, you think you are gathering money? If I want, I will make the money come from whichever place I feel like. God just talks to them like that. You are nobody there. If the child has to get an education in some of the greatest schools in the world, maybe he has to go to MIT or Harvard or, London School of Economics, LSE. You think you are going to send that person? You are mistaken. God will make it happen because they are God's children. So the latter half of the verse is talking about this. He says, in the light of this knowledge, if you have this knowledge that you are nobody in this world and you are only a person who is there in the middle, so that you can pass on this world, the things to be given to others, then you will see the entire creation first within your own self. So first you will see the whole world within you. Now, coming back to the last 3 days. Did I say that you have to see the God outside, that you go to some temple, you go to Balaji's temple, you go to Meenakshi temple, you go to, Radha Krishna temple, or you go to any temple, wherever you go. Or you are seeing some image over there. Or you have met your best friend who is a leech, he takes money from you all the time. Every time when he comes, you are afraid that fellow is going to ask you for money. Or you meet some relative of yours who is always bad-mouthing you. Or you think that is a person? Oh, he is responsible? Don't be. Because see that person inside of you. Yesterday I was saying very clearly, there is an object which is disturbing you outside, isn't it? No. The disturbance is inside of you, not outside of you. If somebody is saying something bad to you, first, why are you listening? If you are listening, that means your ego is standing over there. Oh, he is talking about me. No. That person is not talking about you. He is just talking. If you take the onus on yourself, that means you are believing that that person has done something to you. He is greater than God, is it? And your mind says, oh, such a mean person. No, no mean person, nothing like that. You got disturbed. So in your body you will see this whole universe. All the gods which I said, they will be within you. The people are within you. The animal, the dog, the whatever, you may be a kangaroo for all you care. It is inside of you. First you will see all this inside of you, and then the next, and then inside of me. So me, first what is there outside is inside of me, and then me inside of Shri Krishna. Did you understand? 3-way. Outside world is inside of me. I am inside Shri Krishna. So everything is within Krishna himself. Isn't it the truth? So then what makes you think that there is some villain outside of you? He is inside Krishna, ma. Isn't it? Common sense will tell you. This is A plus B plus C, like that. You know that equation that is there. A is equal to B is equal to C. So A is equal to C. So see, Krishna. Everything is inside him only. So if you think that there is some villain in your life, villain is not outside. Villain is inside of you, and it's inside Krishna. So you think those children's fees have to be paid. What do you think? They're Krishna's children, not your children. You are also Krishna's child. You are not some other child. You are Krishna's child. The children are also Krishna's. They don't belong to you. Don't take ownership of them. And there is a dog or there is a snake over there. That snake is also inside Krishna. This is strange, isn't it? So only an enlightened person, the person who knows the truth, is an enlightened person. This enlightened person doesn't get deluded. He doesn't think that there is somebody there. He doesn't believe, oh, there is somebody outside of me. Nobody is outside of you. Everything is inside you. And you are inside Krishna. So the whole thing is inside Krishna. Now, can there be a devil? Even the God and the devils are inside Krishna only. So the idea that there is some devil there, there is some demon there, nothing like that. It's a way of putting things. For an enlightened person, he gets to understand all these things. It's called the knower of truth. That is why when he knows the truth, he becomes silent. Finger on your lips, like this, silent. He doesn't even open his mouth. So today we have done till verse 35. So we will stop over here.